I am the stone that the builder refused. I am the visual, the inspiration that made ladies in the blues. I'm the spark that makes your idea bright. The same spark that.
Alright, Railroads Online is leaving early access. This has been a very long anticipated thing. The official end of early access, console release, and lots of new content. I read over this. The lots of new content they're talking about is 2 poorly modeled locomotives, a poorly done map, and 2 DLCs. We're not just leaving early access, but we'll also finally release the game on consoles. I mean, yeah, that's pretty cool, I guess. I mean, nothing I can really say about that. Since this will be a very special day, we took time to prepare a great release update, which is filled with a whole bunch of very exciting additions, improvements, and further polishing. I doubt that. Arriving at Mesa Plains, this is a poorly modeled map. No further commentary needed. This, that, this model is so bad I'm almost offended by it. Shut up. I'll edit in some photos of what these things should actually look like. This uniquely designed locomotive was originally used by the Winter Railroad. By the way, there was 2 of these, and they were 20 and 21, not 24. Also, the numbers were there, so yeah, I don't know what they were doing here. What is that? Another locomotive? Yes, this one is built different. As someone who is currently modeling this locomotive, I can firmly say this is a bad model. So much stuff is just wrong here, and just not even there actually. So much stuff is just missing. Nah, I'm not gonna try and say that I got everything done right on the first try, but there's a reason I've been working on it for as long as I have, and it's because I want it to be done right. As right as I can do it. And if I can do it, then they definitely can. So, Pioneers update. Yeah, this is a DLC. They have a locomotive building that has no function, by the way. Purely aesthetic. And then a paint scheme. Yeah, they have another one. It's a Mastodon that they didn't announce, but like basically they gave some YouTubers the game, really. And in those videos you can see very well that this game is not ready to be released. I'd recommend watching Khan's video, K-A-N, on it. The Mallet is very buggy. They absolutely rushed not only the model, but the implementation. Tomorrow, this game's releasing tomorrow, as it was in those videos. Gotta love it. Before this video goes on any further, I'd like to clarify, I was already in a pretty bad mood when I recorded these first 2 bits, so I was a little bit of an a-hole. So I apologize. I was a little bit rough to the modelers that made the models, the new models. I still don't really like them, but I know modeling's hard, so good on you for doing it, you know, because modeling's hard. It's a lot. So yeah, round of applause.
Alright, y'all, it happened. It's out. Ready to check out this new update, guys. I'm so excited, guys. Alright. Yeah, single player. Let's do Mesa Plains so we can talk about how bad this is. You know what? Actually, I'm not gonna say anything until I actually see it for myself. I'm least excited for the Mallet because I know they did it wrong. Oh, I forgot to pick the pre-laid map. I'll go do that. Wow, a tunnel, a pre-placed tunnel. That's exactly what everyone's been asking for. I'm so glad everybody finally got their wish of pre-placed tunnels, because that really lets you be whatever, creative and whatnot. Oh yeah, tiers. Forgot about that. Take your time. There you go. Anyway, man, I don't even know what to do. Bell's Gap engine. Apparently some people think this was the DNRG class 35. Now, I don't know if they're the same Baldwin drawing. I haven't done much research because I don't care. But they weren't the same locomotives. You can tell just by looking at them that they were not the same locomotives. Nice. Riveting. Did they fix the problem where you couldn't couple tenders with the automatic couplers? No. Wait. Did they? Hello? 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 No. No, they did not. Because why would you actually fix all the bugs in the game before you release it? Yeah, anytime you want to couple tenders, just go ahead and switch back and forth. Really isn't that big a deal. Like, it's pretty easy, but still kind of annoying, kind of a hassle. Why would you disable link and pin couplers? Especially if you're gonna go out of your way to make it so all the engines in the game have split knuckle couplers. That's a split knuckle. It's literally meant to be used with link and pin, so why would you go out of your way to model that and fail to model the cut lever and then make it so that you can't use link and pin when you have the knuckle coupler? But anyway, next engine. I sound miserable right now. Hold on. Let me be happy.
And on that day, the hooligan's depression was cured.
Occasionally, I get a little caught up in my head, and I gotta, sing it note for note. Gotta, be happy and just not worry, I'm gonna go over the models, later. Maybe in a separate video. I'll edit a separate video. But this looks stupid. I don't know why they modeled it like this. Basically every smoke box door, well, most of every smoke box door, at least this one right here, is supposed to have things going all around it that swivel, that like go in and you tighten them so it holds it in place. But they just didn't add it on this. And it's not just a thing that the locomotive did not have, it literally had them. There you go. B. Keep forgetting that changed. Yippee. Big guy rear. 51. Wait, no, 50. Other one can be 51. Name. Large. Peanut. How come this one has 10 headlight options? This thing only had one headlight. Yeah, what's this? Spend $2,000 on locomotive and rolling stock. Kind of a shallow achievement, not gonna lie. Let's, oh my gosh. Oh my god. This is too, wow. This is such, Yep. Definitely. It's very good, guys. Good work on the cab, guys. I can tell you really put a lot of whew, oh wow, oh my goodness, yeah, you put a lot of work into that. I can tell. Put a lot of hard work and good hard peanut effort into this locomotive right here, guys. May or may not be true, I don't know. But let's see where it's piped to. Yeah, piped to. Where's it piped to? Okay, so it goes straight down. Okay, so from what I can tell, wait, okay, let me just look where it is on the window right here and tell. Okay, alright, I think this, yeah, okay, alright, so I can confirm it goes jack f***ing nowhere. It doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't go to anything. It just ends. It goes into the cab and nowhere else. Excellent. I'm actively modeling this locomotive, and it's fairly easy for me to tell just about everything they did wrong. Not everything, that's not true, but a lot of things they did wrong. This ash pan is one of them. I'm just gonna stare at this. I'm gonna say words later because, you know, I'll make a separate thing for it. Oh, okay. Alright. Okay. No comment, guys. What? Oh, that is obnoxiously skinny. First of all, that's not what this looks like at all. And it's unbelievably thin. It's, wait, no, I'm getting off track, guys. Let me do things, guys. Let me do things. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be doing things. All right, no, I need to show you guys this. This can't even stand. I will not stand for this. I can't. I don't have legs. I don't have legs. Okay, guys. All right, hold on. This is what the Uintameli looked like. This is what the cab looked like. Okay. Now, I'll put it side by side in the video. Alright, but let me just drag it out of the way real quick. Okay. It's like they saw the reference of the cab, right? And then ignored it. Oh my, like, they just ignored it. You can at least tell that they had some sort of reference, right? Okay. But it's like they didn't even care. They saw it and they were just like, okay. But what if we didn't do that? The power reverse cylinder modeled. That's nice. That's great. That's okay. And of course that wouldn't, you know, raise or lower the radius rod, because why would it do that? Why would it do that? That's, you know, right? Anyway, you know what? They don't animate any of the bell gear in this game to react to the reverser, so I'm not even gonna say that as a thing they did wrong, because, you know, they did do it wrong, but that's, you know, status quo at this point. Anyway, why are there holes here? I know that there are holes in the actual thing, but hold on, let me find this photo. A photo of the you wanna, yeah, okay. These, at least from the looks of it, pardon me if I'm wrong, these absolutely went all the way through. They went through to the other side. At least, you know, from what I can tell, you know, from this reference image that I, you know, have and, you know, use. But, you know, that's just my opinion based off a historical photograph. But let's just retrieve this guy over here. Huh? Okay. Fully out now, guys. Fully released game. Fully released and done and ready and good and done.
Anyway.
You could, huh? Well, Depot, alright, calm. Wait, hold up. Is this not a placeable industry? Why would you make it deletable and not placeable? F***ing loser.
I am the ballad in your box, the bullet in the gun, in the glow that let you know to call your brother son.
Got the handy dandy, diddly dumptious, the felonious trumpkus, a changelog right here with some very nice, very well done, very nice, beautiful pictures. You know, 2 trailers, a DLC, because they're a corporate thing now. Corporate, is that the right word? I don't know. They're owned by a game development company, so yeah, that's gonna be a thing. Don't count on it, but also count on it. Pretty sure every other locomotive that's gonna be released will be a DLC. I'm like 80,000% sure of it, you know. But so yeah, let's hop into it. First things first. Let's check out this changelog here real quick. Complete patch notes, new content, added map, Mesa Plains, features flat open map. How exciting. Sure, this is gonna be a very fun, challenging map to play on, since it's entirely flat. That's nice. Features flat open map, same size as Aurora Falls. Has an ocean front with an ocean front that you can't, you know, swim in. With a pier that you can delete and can't replace. And depot to unload goods. Added pre-placed tunnels on the map. Yay! We've been asking for tunnels for so long. I'm so glad they added tunnels, but made them like not customizable at all. So you're just a fixed path you can go all the time. Very exciting. Added achievements, 32 achievements. That's nice. Added the Winter 06 OT. Let's just buy this real quick. Where the oh, there you are. Just bring this back a little bit. So, you know, I'll start with what I like about it. Well, it looks like the Stevenson's Valgear is animated somewhat properly. I can't really tell because it's not moving, but yeah. I like the cab interior. It's wood. That's nice and cozy. A little cramped, but you know, who cares? I like the moving on. Added the Winter Mallet 62T. Yippee. After a couple of years later, the Mallet is finally here. Let's see. Paint. There's this. Pretty alright, I guess. Hard to mess this up, to be honest. You got the black, all black. Again, also pretty hard to mess this up. The green, I don't know how historically accurate that is, but since when is this game cared? And then the same green, but without the lining.
I hate it, but you know, that's just my opinion. My personal, completely subjective, objectively correct opinion. Quantity, let's get 10. Let's get 10. Just because we can. Yeah. Man, what if there were 10 of these things? That'd be so cool, man. These things are all dead, though. It's a shame. The articulation on this thing is not very good. Very prone to tipping over on curves. Let's get some coal in your hole as well. Come on, here you go. So we'll talk about that as well. Let's start off with what I like. Okay. Oh, okay. Alright. Oh wait, actually there is one thing that I remember that I thought was kinda neat that I didn't know was actually a thing. But it makes sense in retrospect. This opens. That's pretty cool. It makes sense that it would. Never really thought about it. I knew this was like the turret, but like I guess I didn't really think about it that much. But yeah, it makes sense that it would open. Yeah, alright. I think it's time to move on. Added ability for Cook 260 wood to remove snow with its plow. We'll talk about that later, but I'm just gonna go ahead and buy it now. Yeah. Added the ability to see tender fuel count for wood and coal. Okay, what's that? I actually didn't notice that, but that makes sense. It's pretty good quality of life thing. Of course that's full because I have fuel consumption off. Adjusted snow on tracks to be deeper. Okay. Alright. Yeah, again, snow in this game is kind of a joke. Let me get some nice little thing. Add the ability to buy multiple cars at a time. Fix an issue where if you bumped into cars with link and pins, they would not properly start moving. So you couldn't kick a link and pin car. Interesting. Fix an issue where graphics menu settings... No, don't care. Fix an issue with swapping to dynamic weather and settings duration. Cause the game to fatal error. Fix an issue using other tools after using the theodolite would cause a theodolite to be on screen at all times. That was pretty annoying. Basically what would happen is you would come do this, right? And if you tried to do something else while you're doing that, it would stay there and you wouldn't be able to get rid of it with the button that you used to get rid of it. It was really annoying, but yeah, that's good. See what else they didn't fix. Fix an issue where the water towers were not filling properly. Fix an issue where the loading and unloading camera became shaky when running trains. You know what? They might have fixed this. I sincerely doubt they'd have, but they might have fixed it. Hold on. You know what? There you go. Congratulations. You finally fixed it. Mostly. Pretty sure that shaking is just because it's actually bumping on the track. But because there's no actual suspension modeled or simulated, I guess, it just kind of hops a little bit, just kind of twitches. So you know what? Props to you guys. That was a very annoying problem. Glad it finally got fixed. Fixed. Glad it finally got fixed. What else? Fixed an issue where the rail menu would trigger the pause screen. That never happened to me. Weird that would be a thing in the first place, but good on them for fixing it, I guess. Fix an issue where link and pin couplers were harder to couple / uncouple. Don't know what you mean by that. Added longer drawbars to Greg cars. Okay. Knuckle overlap is cleaned up. You know what? Hold up. I don't know how well I can show this off right now. Let me see. I might have to buy an actual proper flat car to show this off. But the slack in the couplers is so they're kissing. They're kissing. Okay. Hello? Oh, Lincoln pin. That's it. These automatic couplers aren't automatic couplers. That was the problem. It's also not what those look like. Yeah. There's so much slack that they can be coupled while not being coupled. Let me show you. Let me show you this real quick. Pay attention to this right here. All that slack. All that slack. That is an ungodly amount of slack. I don't know if that's just the case with the Ueno locomotives, but even still, that's pretty bad. I'm sure they'll fix it soon enough, but like, I feel like their game testers should be, testing the game a little more thoroughly. But yeah, knuckle overlap has been cleaned up at the cost of what I just showed you. Link and pin overlap is cleaned up. I haven't really tested the link and pin stuff yet, but I coupled a tender. I was coupling a tender earlier on, and that's not true. Added drawbar to rear of tender engines to close the gap between cars. I'm not too sure what you mean by that. Hold on. Because why would a tender without a pilot be have a drawbar? Why? What? Why? Add it to close the gap between cars? There was never a gap. Tender's coupling to cars was fine. It was the front that was the issue. That's weird. It's random. I'm just gonna take this opportunity to couple this locomotive, since I can't do it in knuckle mode. No, due to changes, older saves caused some derail loading in the front. Okay, alright. Fix an issue where clients couldn't see water level on tender lids. Cool. Also fix clients not being able to see compressors or generator sliders in the driving UI. Also weird that would happen in the first place. Glad that you fixed it though. Fix an issue where dynamic weather was not saving settings on save loads. That sounds pretty annoying, having to set it every time, so yeah, cool. Fix an issue where switches would be in a flipped state, however visually the switch was set in the correct direction. What? Okay. That wording is a little off, but I think I got the gist. Fixed an issue with cars and engines derailing easily. You absolutely did not fix that issue. I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm gonna add in the part where I was actually playing earlier. I just wanted to go run a nice long log train, and when I say long, it was about 10 cars. I just wanted to pull 10 cars with this thing. Okay, I wanted to pull 20 cars with this thing. It was 10 log cars, 10 state cars, and I went up to the logging camp, Derailed so many times there just trying to go around that corner. I had to go so slowly, and I'm pretty sure it's because of the slack. I'm like 90% sure it's because of the slack, but that's a whole nother issue of its own if that is the case. You went to derails very easily, extremely easily. Like it's not even a question. I haven't tested many other locomotives because, you know, obviously you went to this kind of like the big thing with this update, you know. But yeah. Note. You still may encounter derailments if you apply heavy brakes at high speeds. This causes the engine to stop quickly while allowing the momentum of the cars to keep going. This can lead to cars popping off the rails. This is because there are no air brakes on cars, so braking it is not so the braking is not propagated throughout the train, slowing down cars all at once. Sounds like you should probably add automatic air braking then. Fixed the issue where Greg gondolas had toolboxes in them when you load ore into the car. That's weird that would happen, and weird that it hasn't been fixed. I feel like you'd fix that a few days after you, you know, released the Greg cars. You guys used to be really good at that. Fixed an issue where cranes would disappear at shallow camera angles. Fixed an issue where cranes would stop functioning when camera was not directly on them. That's stupid. Fixed a couple issues with the Cook 260 wood. Updated collision so you can no longer clip into the engine's firebox. Fixed tender brake missing audio. Fixed tender collision so you can no longer get inside of the tender. Fixed an issue where the host could unintentionally delete client's player model. What? The host could unintentionally delete client's player models, leading to UE crashes? How is that possible? Why is it possible for the host to delete client models, intentionally or not? That's wild. That's insane. Anyway, that's it. There are Derail Valley patches that are longer than the entire changelog of the fully released game. Wow. This game is not ready. It has some bugs that don't make it unplayable. There are parts of it that are still very fun, like track laying. Track laying and switching operations is very fun. I enjoy laying track. I enjoy building the yards. I like building in this game. It's nice. It's fun. But on the operation side of things, there's a lot of bugs, and it's boring. Running engines is absolutely boring. All of the engines in the game are the same. Operation-wise, they're all the exact same. The only difference between any of the locomotives in the game is number one, the model, obviously. Number two, the amount of fuel storage and water storage. 3, the amount of scoops it takes up to fill up the firebox. 4, what's 4? Speed and power. Speed and power. And I guess whistles. But even that's starting to not be true. First of all, the whistles in the game are almost all Hooters. Which, yeah, there were a lot of Hooters, a lot of locomotives back in the day. But, like, there were so many beautiful chimed whistles. And I think there's, like, 3, 4, or 5 chimed whistles in the entire game. And there's, you know, I don't know if you noticed, but when I scrolled past all these, but There's a few more than 5 locomotives in the game, and a lot of the whistles on them are pretty inaccurate. But also the 3 latest locomotives, not including the DLC, of course, I'm fairly certain have the same whistle. Of course. Let me fire this up, but I'm pretty sure they're just the same recording, but pitched higher. I'm almost positive that they're just the same thing, but like sped up or like pitched higher or something like that. Those are about all the differences. There's no like operational differences, like no unique traits. All you really do when you're operating any of the locomotives is just this, right? Like once you're already moving, you start here, right? Then once you're moving, start bringing it back a little bit, and then once you're at max speed, you're just sitting here with the controls like this, right? Obviously the brake would be off, and then you're just, you know, putting coal in the hole. And that's literally operation for all of the engines in the game. Like you might see grade, you know, like put this forward a little bit. Then once that's over with, you're just back to putting coal in the thing, putting coal in the hole. Yeah. There's little to no real operation, you know. There are no injectors modeled like physically modeled, like they're there. There's an injector right here. It's not modeled very well, but it's there. Functionally, it doesn't do anything. Most of everything in the cab does not do anything. It's hard to even call what they have simulation. Wheel slip was a thing at one point. It wasn't very well implemented, but it was a thing. The track conditions are always the same, even when it's raining, even when it's snowing. We need to talk about weather. Let's talk about it. The weather doesn't do anything. Now, yeah, I'll admit it's a pretty cool aesthetic thing, right? And I guess at this point the game really is all about aesthetics. Like almost nothing in the game really has anything to do with operation or like how you play the game. It's mostly just aesthetics. And you know what? That's okay. But at the same time, if you're claiming to be a simulator, you should probably try and simulate the things that you put in your game. You know, light rain period would make adhesion to the rail very difficult because, you know, water slippery. The fact that I can and I'll just take off like that, absolutely not. It would wheel slip, which, you know, no wheel slip simulated, so the rain isn't really doing anything other than, you know, adding some aesthetics. And, you know, that's fair, but again, this is a simulator, and almost none of the weather is simulated. Railroads Online tossed snow in the game almost immediately after they realized Century of Steam was doing it. A lot of people hate that we are comparing Century of Steam to Railroads Online. But keep in mind, these are literally competitor games. One's not doing very well. I won't say which one. Railroads Online devlog about steam chest pressure, weather, and etc. Some other stuff came out, and then a similar time around when it came out, either on Patreon or on YouTube, Railroads Online started doing implemented snow. But this is like, come on, snow
Snow, guys, come on.
The weather setting then decided to switch back to overcast every time he set it to heavy snow. Final product, guys. Spend your money wisely.
You keep changing. Stay heavy snow. Oh my goodness. I think it's finally doing it. Okay. Huh, now I can say what I want to say. Starts to accumulate, starts to pile up on the tracks. And then, after a long enough period of time, you got some buried locomotives. And when you walk in the snow, you leave in a nice little trail. Hello? You leave a nice little trail. Okay. That used to be a thing. You used to leave a trail. It's doing something. I don't know what it's doing, but yeah. You can kind of leave a trail a little bit. But yeah, you walk in the snow, you leave a little bit of a trail. That's a penis. That's a penis. Anyway, if you think that the team would simulate, snow in a simulation game, you'd be wrong, because why would they do that? Simulation isn't simulation according to RO. Cause why wouldn't you just be able to just phase through the snow? Snow doesn't do anything, is essentially my point. There are two different types of plows in the game. One of them is just a regular old plow. The other one is a $19,000 rotary snowplow. Now, two things. First of all, these pilots should be able to clear some amount of snow. Now, I don't know about when it's this deep, but it should entirely, absolutely be able to plow some amount of snow. And not only does it not do that, it just doesn't even struggle at all in the snow. The snow in this game isn't snow. It's just, you get the rotary snowplow, you get the regular snowplow, and it can and it does the effect of oh, it's blowing the snow out of the way, but really it's I mean, I guess yeah, it is, but so what? It doesn't do anything in the first place. Why would you spend $19,000 on something that functionally has no purpose? So yeah, I'm about to show you with the cook, how, what it does, but I've already explained it to you. And also, snow only accumulates on the track for some reason, not on the ground. When I first saw the announcement for this update, I was pretty excited. And when I say when I first saw it, I quite literally mean the first few split seconds that I saw it. I saw the update. I saw an update that said today right above it, said major update, even though it was just an announcement of a major update. Just want to point that out. It said major update, full release on console, coming December 5th. And I was like, okay. They finally finished the game. It's gonna be all nice and polished, and they're gonna fix everything wrong with it. At least most of everything wrong with it. We're gonna have all the rest of the locomotives on the tech tree that they said they would release when they leave early access. They're gonna have a nice new map, apparently. I was thinking all that. Then literally I clicked it. I saw the picture of the U into Mallet, and I immediately realized, I remembered what game this was, and I was disappointed. I saw that and I immediately knew it won't be done right. I saw this new map, this desert themed map. I wonder where they got that idea from. I sure do wonder. With a nice
pier. Not a wharf, a pier, right? And an articulated locomotive and a tank engine, you know, it didn't do anything. It cleaned up some nice bugs, but it created so many new ones, and the game is still the same. I went back. I took the few minutes to go and scroll back and look at all the older updates. The same things over and over and over again. First of all, a few minor random bug fixes that no one's asking about, right? Stuff that barely has any effect on the game. There were some very good ones, I will say that. There were some very good ones. But a lot of them were pretty and a lot of them didn't work. Alright. Second, new content. All that was there were some minor bug fixes. Some of them were good, but the majority of them were minor bug fixes. New locomotives that were lazily done. New industries. New content is always great. But you know what's even better? When you really spend time fixing the fundamental issues with your game, instead of trying to push out new things to just distract people from it. This game is glitchy, it's buggy, right? It has potential. It has a lot of potential. Now, I don't know if it's just the dev's fault, or if it's really Astragon's fault. You know, I feel like maybe they could have just been pushing them too hard, have them trying to release it too fast. I don't know, but either way, this game was not ready. And without some serious work, it will not be ready for quite a long time. I don't want to call this game a failure because it's come a long way. It really has. But it's not what it could have been. Back in some of the earlier days of Railroads Online, you could feel how much the people working on it enjoyed what they were doing. And the initial roadmaps, where they got you excited, right? And a good amount of them they did, like with the servers, right? The rights and something update. That was one of the things that they said they were gonna do, that they actually did. And I'm glad that happened. That obviously needed to happen. But there's so many things that they said they would do, and I know it was an old development team, right? But back in those days, it really felt like the game could have been so much greater than what it is now. Oh my goodness, this snow is glitching so much. And it doesn't feel like the game is really progressing. It's the same game it was about a year ago. I feel like that's just a shame. I believed in this game so much. Like, I was so happy and excited of like what they said they would do, of like what was gonna happen, what they said was gonna happen, and it all got abandoned. It's an alright game. There's only so much you can do. I just wish the game could have been what it could have been. I give these guys too much hate. I always say that. I go pretty hard on them pretty often. They kind of deserve some of it, but a lot of what I say is actual honest criticism. The game's out now. Get it if you want, but I just felt like I had to make this video. I said my piece, so I think I'm gonna end it here. Thank you guys for sticking around as long as you did, if you did, and if you didn't, oh, fuck.
I am the stone. Overcast.